Is now a good time to be buying a home in Vancouver? Is it a good time to sell? Which area should I be selling in? Which area should I be buying in? Where can I find the best deals? Well, today we're going to answer these questions by looking at a simple ratio called sales ratio. We're going to be looking at the Vancouver Westside single-family market as an example, and we're going to be looking at February 2014. So before we jump in and look at the statistics, I want to just get you to understand what sales ratio is. It's a very simple formula, and all it is the percentage of homes that have sold in a given month. So in this example, we have one home that is sold out of 10, so that's a 10% sales ratio. This would be a market condition that favors buyers. This would be a market where if you're a buyer looking for a deal, this is the time to buy. Now we're going to look at the same 10 homes, but 5 of these homes have sold. This is a 50% sales ratio. Now this is a market favoring sellers. It's very heated. We only need actually 21% or greater for a sales ratio to be in a seller's market. We're at 50% here, so this would be considered a very, very strong seller's market. So let's delve into the statistics. I pay for these statistics every month. I get them from a company called SnapStats, and all they're doing is taking statistics from the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver and making them understandable. So we're looking back at February 2014. We're looking at the Vancouver Westside single-family detached market. On the right side here, you can see the statistics broken down by community. On the left, we're going to break down the prices and look for where the deals are by price band. How many bedrooms it takes to sell a home, that's the next box. And then we're going to compare January to February. Now this is where it starts to get interesting. We start to see some trends. Next we'll summarize the market, and we're going to also look at this graph. Now this is what you want to stick around for. Here we can start to look for some trends and see where the market's going. So let's delve in here and look at what happened in February 2014 by community. Now remember, the sales ratio for a seller's market needed to be 21% or greater. Here we have a 40% sales ratio in Cambie. Now this is a very, very strong seller's market. Same with Mackenzie Heights, 11 out of 28 homes sold in February, or a 39% sales ratio. Now this is again a very, very strong seller's market. Southwest Marine Drive, this is a weak condition. This would be if you're a buyer looking for a deal. Southwest Marine Drive would be the place to look. We're at an 11% sales ratio with 4 out of 35 homes sold. Same with Marpool. Great, if you're a buyer looking for a deal, go to Marpool. 6 out of 49 homes sold, or a 12% sales ratio. And then at the bottom, we have an overall seller's market condition. This market is heated. It's favoring sellers at a 23-24% sales ratio with 173 homes sold out of 734 on the market. Now let's look at it by price band. Where do you want to look if you're a buyer? Which price bands or which price points should you be looking at? Well, if you're a buyer, you don't want to be looking between 1.2 and 1.5. You're going to be competing. You're looking at multiple offers here. We're at a 51% sales ratio with 14 out of 27 homes sold in the Vancouver Westside single-family market. If you're a buyer and you got $4.5 to $5 million in your pocket, there's your best bet. 5 out of 37 homes sold, or a 13% sales ratio. We're under the 14%, so we're in a buying condition at $4.5 to $5 million. And overall, we can see we're in a 23% sales ratio with 173 out of 734 sold in February 2014. This is only for the Vancouver Westside single-family market. I have these statistics for the Westside, East Vancouver, North Vancouver, West Vancouver. I have them for Richmond, Ladner, Tawasin, basically all of Metro Vancouver, both for single-family homes and condominiums and townhomes. So you can download those statistics below by clicking on the link. So now let's delve into here and look at how the market has changed between January and February. Let's look at days on market first. Now this is very interesting because anything under 30 days, if a home sells for in less than 30 days, that's very strong, that's very quick. The market's moving fast right now. We went from 18 days on market in January to 15 days on market in February. So the market's moving quickly. Basically, if a seller puts a home on the market, it's going to sell within a couple weeks. Sale to list price ratio, this is different than sales ratio. This is basically how close are we selling to the asking price? Are the sellers getting what they want? And the answer here is yes, they're getting 98% of what they wanted in January. And in February, they're getting more than what they wanted. We're seeing multiple offers. We're seeing bidding wars again on desirable properties that sell in the Vancouver Westside right now. 102.5% of asking price. Sale price per square foot, very simply, the price divided by the area of the home gives you the sale price per square foot. You can see that it's coming up because the prices are coming up. The sale prices have gone from 2.3 to 2.5 million between January and February, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. The solds have come way up from 117 to 173 in February, and the inventory has stayed pretty steady. We're at around 720, 734 homes. So that tells me the market's going to continue to be like this, continue to be a seller's market, because the supply just isn't there. Now let's look how many bedrooms it takes to sell a home. You'd think 7 or more would be great, but unfortunately when we get into 7 or more bedrooms, we're looking at these $5 million plus properties, and those just aren't moving as quickly. That's why we're seeing a buyer's market condition here. We're less than 14% at 12.96. 5 to 6 bedrooms, we're into a seller's market. 3 to 4 bedrooms, very strong here at a 32% sales ratio. And this could be because people are buying older homes right now and tearing them down and rebuilding. And older homes typically have less bedrooms. 2 or less bedrooms, there's just not a lot of homes out there with 2 or less bedrooms. So let's look at the market summary quickly before we get to the trend graph. We can see we're in a seller's market, 24%. We can see homes are selling for over the asking price, 3% more than asking, which is amazing. The most active price band is the 1.25 to 1.5. We saw that. Your buyer's best bet, we looked at this. Marpool, Southwest Marine Drive, I highlighted those communities in red. Those are favoring buyers. So if you're a buyer, you want to look there. If you're a seller, you'll want to sell in Cambie and Mackenzie Heights. And we highlighted those in green earlier. Now this is where I want you to pay close attention. This is the trend graph. We look 13 months back in this trend graph. The black line, this is the prices and how they've changed over time. The red line is the inventory. Now this line you want to keep an eye on because as inventory changes, it's going to affect prices. And then the blue line is the number of sales. We also want to watch this line as well because as we see more sales, the market gets heated, obviously. So let's first look at September. Now look at September. We had 867 homes in September. And that's consistent with what we saw in August, July, June, May. We saw 824, 872 homes listed, 842 homes on the market in June. So we were pretty consistent there. But then look what happened in October. We saw the inventory start to come down. We saw it in October go to 782 homes on the market. November was 686. And then December was 525 homes on the market. So we saw the number of available homes come way down. In December, we hit the rock bottom, 525 homes on the market. But then look what happened to the prices. They shot up. We went from $2 million essentially in October up to 2.46, almost $2.5 million in December. And we've stayed there. Even though the inventory has come up to 720, 730 homes on the market, we stayed at that 2.5 million. We're actually at 2.55 million in February 2014. And the number of sales is as high as they've ever been, 173 homes sold in February. So we really saw a lot of activity there in February and and very high values, higher than ever. So thank you for listening today. If you want more information, if you want these statistics, I'm happy to share them with you. I pay for this information, but I do give it to my clients. You can reach me at 604-808-9796 if you'd like that, or send me an email at david@davidsetton.com. I'm happy to share the information with you. But if you really want to get a clear understanding of what your home is worth, this information, unfortunately, just isn't going to cut it. It's not good enough. You're going to need to do what's called a comparative market analysis. I'm going to have to do that, a comparative market analysis for you, to really compare your home and find ones that have sold that are similar to yours, and that will paint a very clear picture of what your home is actually worth. But you can email me or call me if you'd like me to do that. Thank you so much for listening today.